Okay, so have you ever, tinkered with a break-in gadget?
And thought, I kind of see what's going on in here.
Well, today's deep dive, it's for you.
We're going to tackle the world of a microelectronics maintenance technician
Like what they do, if it even be a good fit for you?
and how to even land that job.
Using RoleCatcher.com's insights?
What's really captivating about this whole field is how it's just exploded.
Beyond just, tech stuff.
Think about it, your phone, obviously.
But then there's modern cars, hospital equipment.
Even your fridge probably has microchips now.
It's like suddenly all those tiny components are like running the show.
And the RoleCatcher career guide we've got, he calls these technicians.
The unsung heroes, keeping it all going.
Which, okay, yeah, it makes sense.
But it also makes it sound kind of intimidating.
It's detailed work for sure.
But the guide actually does a good job breaking down what's involved.
Imagine being the one to swoop in.
When these complex systems just go haywire.
You're diagnosing what's wrong, troubleshooting, to find the root cause.
And then you're making sure everything from factory lines to, like I said, even medical devices.
They're all humming along.
Okay, so it's crucial work.
Does that mean I need, years of university just to get started?
Because I'm picturing some seriously intense, engineering degrees here.
Not necessarily.
RoleCatcher, they actually highlight how diverse the education pathways are.
An associate degree or a bachelor's in electronics is a great foundation,
Don't get me wrong.
but there are also faster routes if you want to jump in quicker.
Like what? Trade schools.
Apprenticeships.
Certifications are huge in this field.
Things like the IPCA 610, that's the Certified IPC Specialist,
Or becoming a certified electronics technician.
even a Certified Microelectronic Technician.
These show employers, you've got that specialized knowledge,
So you don't necessarily need to be grounding in student loans,
which I'm sure is a relief to some people.
but you will need a solid grasp of the fundamentals.
Right. The guide kept mentioning circuit design, and honestly, I kind of blanked a little there.
Right, so circuit design.
It's essentially planning out how electricity flows through a system.
Think of it like you're designing the roads and traffic signals for a miniature electronic city.
You're creating the pathways that make all the components work together.
Okay, that actually makes a ton of sense.
And I'm guessing knowing about semiconductor devices, it's part of that city planning, yeah.
Exactly.
Semiconductors are the building blocks of those circuits,
They can control the flow of electricity.
but in really, really precise ways.
Kind of like electronic traffic lights, I guess you could say.
And as a microelectronics maintenance technician, you need to understand how they work.
How to test them and how to replace them when they, inevitably fail.
Starting to get a feel for how detail-oriented this work is.
But it also just sounds incredibly satisfying.
Like solving a puzzle, but with a million tiny pieces.
Absolutely.
And speaking of details, the guide mentions that a whopping 59% of the job.
Is equipment maintenance.
That's a lot. 59%. That's a lot of hands-on time.
Keeping those intricate systems in tip-top shape.
So it's not just about understanding the theory, then.
You need steady hands, a whole lot of patience.
Maybe even a magnifying glass wouldn't hurt.
But I guess that's where the real satisfaction of the job comes in, right?
Taking something that's broken
Figuring out what's wrong with it.
and bringing it back to life.
Precisely.
It's like being a tech detective.
Except instead of solving crimes.
You're solving, electronic mysteries.
And the guide really emphasizes how crucial this role is becoming.
Because as we rely more and more on these systems,
The demand for skilled technicians, it just keeps growing.
which makes a lot of sense.
It's not just about fixing things after they break.
It's about preventing those breakdowns from even happening.
Keeping everything running smoothly.
But let's be real for a sec. Every job has its ups and downs, right?
What does the real talk section of the guide say about the challenges?
Well, one thing that really stands out is the need for continuous learning.
Technology never stands still.
So you need to be constantly updating your skills.
Think attending conferences, taking online courses.
Or even pursuing additional certifications.
So you always have to be on your toes, ready to learn something new.
Which, okay, for some people that's exciting.
But for others, that might feel a little overwhelming.
That's true.
And it's not just about keeping up with the latest gadgets
It's about understanding the underlying principles.
and how to apply those to constantly evolving technologies.
Like, knowing how to fix a smartphone today doesn't necessarily mean you're ready to tackle...
Whatever newfangled device they come up with next year.
Exactly.
You need that solid foundation in electronics.
And a willingness to be a lifelong learner.
Okay, so we've talked about the detail-oriented nature of the work.
The need to constantly adapt and learn.
What other challenges does the guide highlight?
Well, the guide also talks about the pressure,
The pressure that can come with the territory.
These microelectronic systems.
They're often, like, super critical.
Medical equipment.
Or even aircraft navigation.
So there's a lot riding on your ability to, like...
diagnose and fix problems.
Quickly and accurately.
So not a job for someone who panics under pressure.
You need that cool head, right?
That ability to think clearly, even when things are, like, totally going haywire.
I guess that's where experience comes in.
Just building that confidence over time.
Absolutely.
And because the work can be so intricate,
the guide mentions that patience.
and having a steady hand.
Oh, those are essential.
We're talking about, like, really tiny components here.
Sometimes under a microscope, even.
Not exactly a job for someone who gets shaky after their morning coffee.
Definitely not for the clumsy folks out there.
So to recap, you need a solid understanding of electronics.
You need a love of learning.
The ability to stay calm under pressure.
And the dexterity of, like, a surgeon.
Sounds like they're not asking for much, are they?
Well, every job has its demands, right?
But the rewards, they can be significant.
The guide emphasizes that this field is, like...
It's only going to become more
with
important.
technology advances.
That translates into high demand for skilled technicians.
Which usually means...
Good job security.
And competitive salaries.
Okay, so potentially a lot less like worrying about job hunting in a recession.
That's always nice.
What about the day-to-day?
What's it actually like being a microelectronics maintenance technician?
The guide mentions that variety.
Variety is a big part of the job.
Because
microelectronics are used in so many industries.
you could find yourself
working in a clean room environment one day.
troubleshooting equipment on a factory floor the next.
Or even out in the field, like repairing telecommunications systems.
Whoa, so you could be going from super sterile, like, high-tech settings to maybe even, like, climbing a cell tower.
That's quite a range.
It is.
Which is why I think
the guide emphasizes the importance of
adaptability and a willingness to work in different environments.
and depending on the role, you might be working independently.
Or as part of a team.
So good communication skills are key too, right?
Not just, understanding the tech.
But being able to explain it to others.
Maybe who aren't as technically minded.
Exactly.
Whether you're collaborating with other technicians.
Reporting to a supervisor.
Or even interacting with clients.
Who might not, understand all the intricacies of the technology.
Clear communication it's vital.
Makes sense. Can't just be a tech whiz.
Gotta be a bit of a people person, too.
Okay, so we've painted a pretty comprehensive picture of the career itself.
Now let's talk about how RoleCatcher
can help someone actually land one of these.
Increasingly in demand microelectronics maintenance technician jobs.
We've teased it throughout the episode.
But what makes their approach
different from just browsing any old job site?
That's where things get really interesting.
RoleCatcher goes way beyond your typical job board.
It's more like having a personalized career assistant in your corner.
Guiding you through every step of the process.
From exploring different paths.
To actually acing the application.
In the interview.
I was particularly impressed by this RoleCatcher.capture plugin they mentioned.
So instead of having like a million tabs open.
Trying to keep track of interesting jobs on LinkedIn.
Indeed.
Company websites.
This thing lets you just save them all.
Directly to your RoleCatcher dashboard.
Is that right?
Exactly.
It's like having a central hub for your whole job hunt.
But here's where it gets even cooler.
RoleCatcher doesn't just collect those postings.
It analyzes them.
Remember how we talked about those key skills
that employers are looking for?
Right, like circuit design,
troubleshooting, those sorts of things.
Exactly.
But RoleCatcher uses AI to extract those skills from the job descriptions.
And then it shows you
how your resume,
your experience,
how they stack up against
what employers are actually looking for.
Wait, hold on. So it's like having a friend
who's read every job description out there
and can tell you exactly what each employer is looking for.
Even if they don't, explicitly say it.
You got it.
It takes all the guesswork out of tailoring your application.
You can see exactly which skills to highlight in your resume
In which areas you might need to brush up on.
to improve your chances of getting noticed.
That's amazing.
Talk about taking the stress out of job hunting.
But it goes beyond just helping you find the right jobs, right?
They've got tools to actually help you put together, like,
A killer resume, too.
absolutely.
They have this AI-powered resume builder.
That's truly next level.
It's not just about formatting your resume to look nice.
Although it does do that too.
It actually helps you optimize the content itself.
Okay, now I need specifics.
Because this is the part where I usually just stare at a blank screen.
How can AI help me sound more impressive?
Well, for example, it can suggest
Stronger action verbs.
to make your accomplishments.
Sound even more impressive.
Like, instead of saying,
Responsible for fixing?
it might suggest something like,
Spearheaded the repair of?
but,
Successfully diagnosed and resolved?
language that really pops.
Oh, I see. It's about that. Like,
It's tower word level of detail.
I like it.
Yeah.
And it can help you rephrase your accomplishment.
To be more impactful and results oriented.
Like, instead of just listing your responsibilities.
It can help you quantify your achievements.
And show the tangible impact you had in previous roles.
So instead of saying maintained electronic equipment,
You'd say something like,
reduced equipment downtime by 15%.
by implementing a preventative maintenance program. Right.
Exactly.
It helps you frame your experience.
In a way that really resonates with employers.
And it can even identify
Potential gaps in your experience.
that you might want to address.
So if everyone's looking for experience,
with a specific type of equipment,
and you've only tinkered with it as a hobby.
we might flag that.
Exactly.
It can help you pinpoint areas where you might need to
gain some additional experience
or training
to be truly competitive.
It's like having a secret weapon for your resume.
But what about the actual interview?
I mean, that's the part that usually makes me break into a sweat.
Can RoleCatcher help with that too?
You bet.
They have a whole section
Dedicated to interview prep.
and it's seriously impressive.
Remember that database of like over 120,000 interview questions we mentioned?
How could I forget? It's a goldmine of potential interview questions.
Well, you can actually
Filter those questions
by industry.
and even by skill level.
So you can practice answering questions that are
specifically geared towards a,
microelectronics maintenance technician role.
whether you're going for an entry-level position.
Or something, a little bit more senior.
That's smart, yeah.
No point practicing CEO level questions if you're just starting out, right?
Right.
But it's not just about having access to the questions, though, is it?
It's about what you do with them.
Absolutely.
This is where the AI really, really shines.
You can actually record yourself answering the questions
And get personalized feedback.
on your delivery.
Seriously.
It's like having a personal coach,
analyzing your every word.
pretty much.
It can give you feedback on things like
Your clarity,
your pacing.
even your body language.
If you choose to record video
It's all about helping you project confidence
and competence,
during that.
crucial interview.
Wow, that's next level stuff.
So RoleCatcher can help you find the right jobs
They can help you tailor your resume.
and even ace the interview.
What else do they offer?
Is there anything this platform can't do?
Well, they also have this really cool section called
Career Compass.
which is designed to help you,
Explore different career paths.
even those that are adjacent to.
Your current field.
Okay, I'm intrigued. How does that work?
So let's say you start out as a,
Microelectronics Maintenance Technician.
but after a while you decide you're more interested in,
Like the design side of things.
maybe you want to become a microelectronics engineering technician.
Or even a full-fledged engineer down the line.
Okay, I've definitely had those moments where I thought,
Maybe I should have gone in that direction instead.
well, RoleCatcher can help you make those transitions
They can show you what skills you need
or experience you need.
to make that jump.
Maybe suggest some relevant courses or certifications.
That could bridge the gap.
It's like having a roadmap for your entire career,
With RoleCatcher as your trusty GPS.
guiding you toward those,
Exciting opportunities.
I love that.
It's not just about finding a job, right?
It's about finding the right career path for you.
One that aligns with your interests.
And goals.
Exactly.
And it acknowledges that careers,
They aren't always linear.
your interests, they might shift,
As you gain experience,
And discover new possibilities.
So we've covered a lot of ground here.
We've explored the ins and outs of being a microelectronics maintenance technician,
The skills
the
needed,
challenges,
the rewards,
and we've dived deep into how RoleCatcher can be.
an invaluable tool for anyone interested in this field.
Whether they're just starting their journey,
Or looking to take their career to that next level.
it's a career path that's both demanding
And rewarding.
with the potential to be a part of,
Cutting edge advancements.
and truly impact the world around us.
It's like being a behind the scenes superhero.
Keeping the technological wheels turning.
And with the rapid pace of technological advancement.
This field is only going to become more vital in the years to come.
Absolutely.
And with platforms like RoleCatcher,
Empowering individuals to navigate this.
exciting but complex landscape.
The future of microelectronics maintenance.
It looks bright.
So if you've ever been curious about this intricate world,
The microelectronics.
if you enjoy problem solving,
And have a knack for figuring out how things work.
this could be the career path for you.
And if you're ready to take that next step,
Well, it seems like RoleCatcher might just be the perfect place to start.
it's all about taking that first step.
That leap of
Like,
curiosity.
who knows where it might lead you?
And on that note, we'll leave you with this final thought.
As technology continues to evolve at this unprecedented rate,
Where do you see yourself fitting into that future?